Sport on Kevin TV.
Hello and welcome to All About Sport on CavanTV.com, coming to you live from the Top of Town studios in Cavan Town, sponsored by DrumlinMedia.com. All About Sport is Ireland's first live web TV sports programme with nearly 2 million views in 212 countries worldwide. Joining me on tonight's show is executive producer of CavanTV.com, and he is going to be speaking to us about his passion for motorsports. Brian Daly, you're very welcome to the show.
Louise, thank you very much. Of course, most people know the passion for motorsport, but I was very, very privileged because I celebrated a birthday.
A very, very big birthday.
Yes, one of the birthdays that has a 0 at the end. On the right-hand side, unfortunately, not on the left-hand side.
But it was a very special weekend for you, Brian, and your daughter Anne Daly treated you to something very special. Tell us about that.
She did indeed, yeah. She bought a voucher for Mondello Park, and there are very few opportunities. You go to rally events, you go to various other things, and you can't actually take part. But this was full-blooded racing in supercars, like 300 horsepower. I think it was 330 horsepower Porsche in Mondello Park. So it's as fast as you'd want.
They let you behind the wheel?
Oh, under expert tuition, of course, yeah.
Sounds amazing. Did any of the rest of the family partake?
Well, we can see a little bit of that we produced a video, and
Brilliant.
Of course, well, people might know that the involvement with Cavan Television, not everybody in the family has the same appreciation of media as I might have, and I couldn't record and take part in the thing, so I had to pass the camera to somebody, and it was sort of, you're not going to take that all day, so I'm not. And, but the video is what we could manage to get from very unwilling videographers on the day, but we should hopefully be able to see the actual event and what takes place on the day in Mondello.
Sounds great. So Brian Daly, you are always working. So let's check out how Brian Daly got on in Mondello Park for his birthday celebrations.
Now, notice I said in the Porsche, if you break it down in the Mazda, you're way too early and you want to be stopped way before the corner. So listen to the instructor in the Mazda for your braking. They'll let you know when you need to be on it. The Mazda will stop at nearly half the time.
Now, Brian, so talk us through what...
Yeah, well, this is a diagram of the circuit, and you can see some of the dots. There's braking points, and there's also turn-in points on the bends. The instructor, before you saw the sign in, you have to give your license and various other things, but these dots on the maps are key parts of braking and turn-in to get the maximum speed. A racing circuit is designed to get the maximum when you're in a car. So, and these are used as a guide. Well, now we can see, first of all, they take out in a Mazda, which is a basic standard car, lowish horsepower, maybe 100 horsepower. You have an instructor with you, but it's still extremely safe because the seat belts, very, very important, the special bucket seats and everything, because you are going into bends at very high speeds.
I've noticed these seat belts before, you know, from I suppose previous introduction to motor cars. It's like if you were doing a bungee jump, you know, you're well buckled in. It's like a harness as such.
Yeah, it leaves you very secure and very safe. Okay, normally in those type of cars, the speeds aren't dramatic. It's only a learning exercise so that you get out on the track and to know where your braking and turning points are. Because it was the international circuit that they used in Mondello.
Sitting in here, you wouldn't be smiling.
How many cars did you get to drive in total?
Two.
Two. So you're saying this one just wouldn't be as high as, you know...
It's very, very
powerful.
little modification on the initial car that they take you out in. And a couple of years ago, also, the family treated me to an event in Mondello, but that was singles. The second car was single-seater racing, but you still have to learn the course, and because some of the bends are very, very severe. Your braking points are critical. Some off different cambers on bends. Some of them you really need to know, and it's very important. I think I'd recommend. You can see this here. They have two cars out.
Is that you there? Yeah.
That's overtaken one of the
Mazda.
slower people out on the race course.
I've been in the car with you, Brian, and you're definitely not a snail on the road, that's for sure.
Speak somebody that has a lovely white Audi that just hits the road occasionally.
Oh.
So that was the trial run. It's about 4 laps in the Mazda to just familiarise with the course and the braking and the turn-in points. So this is it. Helmet on. They do stress the safety. You can see Orla and Anne in the picture.
Are they going to take part?
They do. We treated them to a special. You see the Lola car a little bit later on.
Oh, great.
And I don't think any of them might have inherited the speed gene.
Really?
Because none of them would be.
They wouldn't be a Sunday driver, so to speak. Oh, so this is the real deal. This is what it's all about. So talk us through this car. They're specially prepared for the racing circuit. We were briefed in the briefing session. They were indicating about the special brakes and special suspension because they are used for racing, and Porsche and Ferrari, I suppose, and Audi would probably be the 3 most widely known names in motorsport in the world. You have Lamborghini and a few others, but I suppose Porsche and Ferrari and Audi. Oh, it's a lovely car. When it comes to insurance on cars like this, what's the situation?
Well, that's what you buy into everything. They have all the things available. I unfortunately didn't get second gear now. This is very embarrassing, so as you'll hear now, the car moves off.
So if your entourage ready there watching you. And did you conk out? No.
No, I didn't, but
you'd be probably more like weary thinking, what if I actually did crash this? Like, where would you stand?
No, I wouldn't. No, that's one thing. That's coming down onto that bend is blind. That's coming down onto the start-finish straight.
And what speeds were you hitting, Brian?
Probably around, say, near 100 mile an hour towards the end of the straight into 4th gear. They recommend only 3rd and 4th gear in those cars, and probably around 100. I was surprised when I saw the video. It didn't appear too fast, but it certainly was fast when you were in the car.
Like, yeah.
That's the best stuff. Well, that's the birthday present over now, and thanks very much to Anne and all the 2 in 1, you might say. So, fabulous experience. I hope you got me going down the straight. Okay, we'll talk to you later.
So, Brian, this is Orla, your daughter, your youngest daughter.
Youngest, yeah. She's the 1st of September and I'm the 8th of September.
Aww.
She was born 30 seconds after the ceasefire. So she's the oldest person in Ireland to know peace.
Right. That's interesting way to look at it, yeah. So what is this car?
This is a Lola car. It's specifically designed for track racing, and it is all the modifications necessary.
I think I'd be more exposed in that than in the other car. Now, does anyone get in with her, or she drives?
Yeah, it's a professional driver. This is part of
she's
the
passenger.
there are quite a number of different packages available in Mondello. So if people, even individuals or groups that wanted to go to Mondello, they have quite a number of packages. My son was there and they had drifting. People might know, or younger people might know what drifting is with cars out at the back, just behind where you see there, and they had drifting. And everything costs, of course. At race speed, you could get 130, 140 mile an hour down the straight.
How did Orla enjoy the experience?
Well, as you know, she was in Latin before with Desi Tierney and Paul Monaghan.
So she's no stranger to fast cars.
No, and she sits with me sometimes.
So she's used to it.
What was that like?
Oh, unreal. Fantastic stuff. Great walker. Time's a great boy.
So this is Anne, and she has a passion for motorsport. She would watch them. Watch the Formula One and any other the rallies and
How fast is this car?
the acceleration is, as you found when you were in Dungannon, the acceleration in cars are absolutely superb. The one that you were in Dungannon, it can do 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds.
I think she enjoyed that anyway.
Can I bring it home?
I hope they all are watching this tonight and they know they're going to be live on CavonTV.com.
Oh, they'd be mortified if they knew that they were.
Yeah.
Class! Thank you.
Now, who's the cameraman on the day?
Well, Rory, I ended up recording that, but Rory was the reluctant. That's the podium. And Aaron.
That's brilliant.
Aaron was also.
Very good. And you're very welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did here in studio. So just to remind you, if you have just joined us, I'm joined by the executive producer of CavonTV.com, Mr. Brian Daly, and he is celebrating his birthday. Well, he's been celebrating it for the last week, but we've just been watching his day in Mondello Park. So Brian, that was great. Really enjoyed that. You know, we all know here in Cavan TV you've got a great interest in motorsports. You're always very keen on promoting it in the county and always getting them in here at the Cavan Motor Club into Cavan TV.
Yeah, well, motorsport, it's a great sport to watch. I've been following rallying for maybe the best part of 40 years, and okay, there've been a few incidents that you read about and you see sometimes on the television, but by and large those cars are extremely safe.
Yeah.
And with roll cages, with proper suspension, proper brakes, and even for people who families might have children starting off driving, the regime now has improved for when you're taking driving lessons.
Yeah.
But I'd really recommend going to the likes of that. There's also another venue in Scottstown and County Monaghan is one also a premium place to have supercars like Porsches and Ferraris. And I'd recommend that if somebody has even a slight interest in motorsport, to bring their families to those places. It's small money. You learn an awful lot. You learn what the car can do, and most importantly, you learn what the car can't do.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, we actually have some breaking news now, and we have yet another video that has been found here in Cavan TV studios, and we're all very, very excited to see what it is. But this is actually featuring our very own Brian Daly again, so check this out.
On my 60, coming up to his 60th birthday, we're nice of him, but he's in second place. But I'm in pole position here, with about to hit the jugular here on the cake. And I appreciate all that you've done and all the embarrassment you've caused me. What about the flip of that? Oh well. And Sony, well, very expensive television this, so it is Sony.
That was brilliant. Well, we'll have to break into song and sing happy birthday to Brian. So from the back room, are we going to sing a happy birthday? Ready, Brian? Come on in, everyone. We're going to get everybody into the studio here. We're going to sing Brian a happy birthday. So we're going to get, we should have Dave and Charlie and Paul Cox. And we've got 10 kids here. We've lots of guests in the studio. We've a full house here tonight, and we're going to get everyone is going to come
tonight. Brian Daly, this is your life.
So for one time only, Cavan TV staff, take it away. Happy birthday to you,
Brian. Happy birthday to you.
3 cheers for Brian. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip. Hooray!
Still doesn't beat the sound of a high revving engine, so it doesn't.
Who started that song? It was like, I mean, so high. Sopranos in the studio. So I suppose, Brian, before we finish the show tonight, I think it's only fitting that we just give a mention to Eoin Morrissey, and we're very sad to see him leave Cavan. He has been a huge driving force for the hurling development here in Cavan, Monaghan area. So we really wish everybody here in Cavan TV, and of course from All About Sport, we wish Eoin Morrissey the very, very best of luck on his new venture. I think he's going to be down in Leinster and focusing on hurling in Wexford. So we're really going to miss him here in the studio, and we thank him for all his support and hard work throughout the last number of years. We may have a little photograph of him there, I'm not sure.
Well, hopefully.
Just a little lasting memory of the lovely Eoin.
Well, it's fantastic. It's fantastic because what Eoin, he tried to bring out, football will be the GAA football, let's say, will be the premium sport within the county, and then you'd have rugby, which we have featured, and hurling, camogie. But Eoin tried to emphasise that it's a sport for everybody. And this is Eoin here on the screen.
So from Waterford, I mean, a huge challenge he had to undertake by coming to Cavan and to try and really shake things up and really get, I suppose, all these young players, get them playing, and a lot of them are dual players, play the Gaelic as much as
well, you teaching down at Cash National School, and you'll be familiar with the importance of sport with school children, and the GAA particularly would know. I know some of the other sports concentrate on national schools as well, but you would know how important it is to get sports started at an early age, especially when you hear some of the things that was at secondary schools or something that had waistlines of 50 inches for children's clothes. And these sports, well, not everyone's going to get a medal in Croke Park or a Sam Maguire or that, but taking part in sport, and that's what we try to emphasise on All About Sport. As you know, you mentioned the different sports people, just to get children and everybody involved, because it's apart from the sports side of the thing, it's a good social event. And it gets people together, get them talking, and keeps them active and keeps them fit, because some of the sports they can play at home.
Exactly, yes. I like that, I suppose, sport, and how beneficial it is. But we'll miss Eoin, and he's been great. He's come into the studio many times, and he's been one of our roving reporters anytime we've had hurling. So we really hope that whoever steps in will be...
it is a pity, because when we needed to we'd look at different sports and we'd say, we'll phone Eoin, and within maybe a day or 2 days notice, Eoin would have people in. And they were successful as well. There were quite a number. So we'd be able to bring in hurling members with cups, and he invited us out to record events 2 years in a row in Ballybor. We were out in Mullahorn, we're in a few other places. So he was fantastic for that. He knew the benefit of media within sport.
Absolutely.
Because children love to see themselves in sport, and Eoin knew that and brought all that out from them, because he had a great passion for younger people in sport.
Absolutely. And yeah, such a great guy. So, well, Eoin, we wish you the best of luck. So, Brian, I think that's come to, brought us to an end. Did you enjoy your birthday celebrations?
Yes, we had as you can see, even from the little surprise video that they showed there, the safety helmet on in the house just to be prepared, and you probably saw the Formula 1 in the background. There's motorsport going.
So we had a little insight to your life at home.
Yeah, and I'm going to get an Apple Watch, I think, because I believe you can stream media on the Apple Watches. So I might even have motorsport on my watch no matter where I go. Being the high-tech head that you are, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, Brian Daly, thank you very much, and again, happy birthday from everyone here in Cavan TV. Thank you very much. So thank you very much to our very special guest, Brian Daly. That's it from All About Sport for this week, and I will be back again at the same time next Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. If you would like your sport featured on the show, simply contact drumlinmedia@gmail.com or tweet me at Cavan TV Sports. So it's goodbye from me, Louise O'Reilly.